Bottom of the hour on Get Up, we have heard from the great Stephen A. Smith.
The GOAT.
Michael, he writes, although I love my man Michael Wilbon, like the loving big bro godfather that he is, it's difficult to watch him talk about my Knicks on Get Up right now. No matter what he says, this man smiles at our misery as he has done for years. No one knows this better than me. He likes me with the Dallas Cowboys. He's waiting for me. He's like me with the Dallas Cowboys. He's waiting for New York to fall. And damn it, that might be the case with my boy Shams and Allen. Hold it down. Don't trust him with my Knicks. Don't you do it. What do you think?
My favorite college basketball player of all time is Patrick Ewing.
Okay.
Who did he play for in the part of his career that mattered?
Yeah.
The New York Knicks. So Stephen A., nice try. He's angry because Chicago has 6 titles since the Knicks have any. He won't stop.
You didn't need to add
I need
that
a 50 cent meal.
Like,
What did I do?
But that's true.
I just miss
From the wrong city, Sean.
I just
Come
miss
on now.
those nights on NBA Countdown listening to the two of you go at it during the breaks. Okay, Stephen A., we'll see you in a couple hours. In the meantime, let's see Victor Wembanyama closing out the Trailblazers last night, shall we? First off, congratulations, Keldon Johnson. He's the 6th man of the year. And then just pick us up in the first quarter. Victor Wembanyama. So Wembanyama tries a lob. That's no good. And then this.
I'll do it myself. He threw a lob. Now I'll do it myself. That's how you do it.
We're still in the first. Watch this block. Come on. We're still in the first quarter. Wemby with the block, and now we're going the other way. They come at you in waves, this team. Stephon Castle is so good.
Don't talk enough about their guard rotation.
Castle and Harper.
Spurs, watch this.
Oh, my God.
Oh, stop it. Just stop it.
Look at the body control for a man who's 8 feet
Kevin
tall.
Durant at
You need a
7'7".
broom to block that
Later in
shot.
the second, Wemby, look at him.
And he shoots 3.
He's chasing it down. Like he's going in there to follow his shot.
David Robert Admiral's like, I'm not going to do with that.
Later in the third, Wemby, watch him fight through the contact. Oh, come on.
And they say he needs to get stronger.
You know who was there last night? This is his dad, Felix. Guess how tall he is? 5'9". No, he's 6'7". 6'7".
Yeah.
He's 6'7". Stephon Castle, Wemby.
Oh, what a pass.
Throw it down. Spurs by 13. De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, they have other players.
You know what I mean? Like
He
they
would
have
score 21.
guards on top of guards.
But here's my favorite play. Here we go. Denny Avdia will probably not try this one again.
Sin move. Oh, no.
So you should get to keep that. That went off the backboard. Look at even Dad's like,
Oh, the Frenchman Felix loves it.
Free tacos.
The Spurs are on to the second round. Wemby's first playoff series is in the books. He averaged 21 and 9. He shot 58% from the floor, over 50% from 3. He averaged 4 blocks a game and held shooters to 8 of yesterday. They got a lot of attention, and you probably saw a headline, and you may not understand it perfectly.
Nobody understands it, Greeny.
Okay, that's the point.
That's why that man's
That's
here.
why we have Shams here today. So the commissioner announced, if you will, new anti-tanking reforms, and you can sort of explain to us as concisely as is realistically possible what it is he's proposing.
So, Greeny, I have a quote from Adam Silver, according to my sources, on a recent league call that I was told. He said, we should have a system where you should hate to lose. It shouldn't be a badge of honor to lose. Losing should be uncomfortable. And that's what is set up now. The first relegation of the bottom teams in the NBA, the first of its kind in American pro sports. And when I look at this model that the NBA has come up with, if Adam Silver could relegate teams to the G League, he probably would. Look at the soccer model, but he's not going to do that.
Right.
But what you're going to see now under a new proposal that the NBA is zeroing in on, it's a 16-team lottery reform to curb tanking. May 28th, owners have to vote on this, but this is now something the NBA is zeroing in on. Flattened odds, 16 teams, all being part of a lottery drawing, and penalizing the bottom 3 teams. Those bottom 3 teams, so whoever finishes with the three worst records in the NBA,
Right.
have the least amount of lottery balls for the number 1 overall pick. So think about that, right? In a lot of people's eyes, it should be in reverse. If you finish at the bottom, you should have the most opportunity. But this is Adam Silver and the NBA making a stand that enough is enough when it comes to losing. We saw this year, whether it's the Utah Jazz, the Indiana Pacers, also were fined for violating different rules around player participation policy. If you're going to lose, this is now the new penalty. And so this now encourages potentially 1 through 3 to win enough games so you're not in that relegation zone. And then 4 through 10 to try to make sure, can we win and not stay and not get into that relegation zone? And another couple elements to this is under the new policy, you're not going to be able to win a top pick twice in a row in consecutive years.
So you can't be the number one pick in 2 straight years.
In back-to-back years, and you can't have a top 5 pick in 3 consecutive years. So think about teams, whether it's the Spurs right now or Oklahoma City back in the day with that KD, Russell Westbrook team, that would be impacted by this new policy. So this is now going to create a ton of randomness in the system, right? You're going to see teams that could be 10, 11, 12, potentially get that number 1 overall pick. After 2029, when this is put into form, there could be a sunset provision as well where they make a decision to keep it or leave it.
So as you can hear, there's a lot to it. The owners will have to approve it, but this is Adam Silver's way of trying to attack what he perceives to be a problem. What do you think of it, Michael Wilbon?
This is nonsense.
Okay.
Did you hear all the stuff you just went through? All of that? Look, all the leagues, the professional leagues in America, are designed to reward the worst teams. That's what a draft is. That's what the common draft is. That's what it is in every sport. You don't want to have that anymore? Then get rid of a draft. Get rid of that. Don't relegate anybody. But the bigger problem, this is an overreaction. Talk about this is an overreaction to this season. We started in October looking at the number of players at the top of this draft, and people went, oh my God, there could be 7, 8, 9 players of impact. Therefore, more teams are tanking. They're tanking. Adam Silver's right to be concerned about it. Is it a problem every year? No. Has it been a problem every year? No. It's trending. It's a problem now. You know what a bigger problem is? When fans get cheated, when people spend $2,000 to take 3 kids to or 2 kids to a game, and nobody they paid to see is playing. It's load management, okay? But the league doesn't want to take that on because then you got to take on your union, and this league now does not do that. It is not David Stern's league. And so Adam Silver, again, I understand the sentiment. Nobody wants to see tanking. So load management, you just let that go. How many teams tanked this year? What would we say, 8?
I mean, you had about 8 to 10.
Okay, so let's say 8 to 10.
When we got to February, there was almost 10 teams.
All right, so let's say 10.
And to your point, though, but if I may, to your point.
Wait, one
go ahead,
quick
go ahead.
But isn't load management involved with this, though?
Load management is all 30 teams. So what's the bigger problem? Yes, it is. Everybody has load management, whether it's only 1 star player, a big 3, 4 guys sitting out. Every team in the league has load management. You're cheating the fans. Cheating, straight out. Money out of pocket. You know they're not going to pay. You do nothing about that. So you isolate and talk about 8 to 10 teams in 1 year. Was tanking a problem? Was 3 years ago when the Spurs drafted? It was.
Yes.
Was it stated what they didn't do anything about it then?
No.
But you got to do something about it now?
Yes, because at some point you're going to have to address the issue. And again, and Sham said it, and I agree. Load management and tanking are kind of one and the same. Because look at different, like Utah found a way to mask it by, oh no, I played my guys for 3 quarters, and then I sit them out in the 4th quarter so we don't win this game. There's other ways that you saw tanking and also load management. They call it that. I'm resting my guys. It's a back-to-back.
Why haven't they addressed the load management?
Because you have to first start with this, because I think load management became a part of, we're just, like Trae Young not playing in Washington at all. Like, this is the Washington Wizards provision. That's what this is. This is all about a team that has not tried to win. This is the process when Philadelphia all those years ago, and this is Oklahoma City.
All true.
You can't root for losing. But that's what they made fans do in this league.
But you can identify the teams that have done this. You just did. And I agree 100% with you. Again, how many teams do not engage in load management in a season? The answer is no.
Practically
How many Himbo can tell us, how many players played in all 82 games this year? 6 is my over-under.
Yeah.
Maybe 8, not 41, as was the case 20 years ago. So this is a problem for not 8 or 10 teams. You can't name them all because you got to name the whole roster of 30 teams with load management. I talked to too many people who say, you know what? I'm not going. I'm not spending this money to not know who was going to play on any given night in the NBA. So all I'm saying is, while people have obsessed this year, spurred on by people in our business, partnership, they've obsessed over tanking. Where's the obsession over load management? Patrick Ewing and I were joking about this last night. These guys didn't load manage anything. They played with all kinds of contusion. We went to locker room.
For people who don't remember this or aren't old enough to have been aware of it, go back and look at Michael Jordan's last 3 years in Chicago when he was, I believe, 33, 34, and 35 years old. Yeah. And they were winning enough games that they had wrapped up everything there was to be wrapped up. He played 82, 82, and 82 games. Right. So that's the league that we remember, and that's what we're talking about. But they are two separate, or at least they may be tangentially
Alan's
related,
right.
but
I
they're
agree with
slightly
him
different.
I think I think one created the other problem, right?
Perhaps.
Like the tanking part created the reason to not play players, and then players looked at it and said, "Oh, I can do this. It's acceptable now."
But let me just get to one last thing here, because you have such a strong position on it, and I respect it enormously. So when you're talking about the purpose of a draft, yes, initially was to create parity. They talk about that in the NFL all the time. Do you agree that it has become a problem and that something needs to be done about it? The idea that they are incentivizing losing.
Is it going to be a problem next year?
I mean, in any sport.
No.
Should they be considering it in other sports as well?
I don't know.
We don't really see it in football as much, although we could. If we're going to go to an 18-game schedule in football, you might start seeing that.
The more games you have, the
middle
more
of
you're
the
going to see
season.
You know what?
This Arch Manning
part
thing.
of this I love? I love the relegation.
Yes.
So relegate.
Yeah.
I mean, you really want to get bold about this? You want to do away with something?
Imagine late in the season, two bad teams, Wizards, Nets play each other, and now they're worried about relegation. They're actually caring to win that game.
That's right.
That could be crazy.
That's what is trying to be encouraged here is you don't want to be at the bottom, because if you're at the bottom three, you will be penalized. You're essentially going to be hurting yourself.
I just would like to wake up one morning and open the show by saying, good morning. Welcome to Get Up. The Washington Wizards have been relegated to the G League.
Oh, they've been relegated anyway.
That'd be a hell of a headline. All right, coming up.